Okay. Welcome back to the Vehemence podcast. It's your host, Deasia. Today we have a very special guest. I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell you guys her name and where she's from. So, if you want to introduce yourself, say where you're from and all the good things.
I am Shoyah Hawkins. I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's about 2 hours from Detroit.
Okay. Oh, no buffs. No buffs is on, guys. No buffs.
No buffs.
So, as y'all can see, she has a basketball shirt on. So, we're going to talk about her basketball journey. What period of time do you feel like, or do you remember that you picked up a basketball?
I don't really remember hooping for real or like taking basketball serious until I was in like eighth grade. I remember playing basketball as a kid, just like at the park. My uncle would pick me up and he would put me on his team and we would go play for money, 2v2s. But taking it serious, I don't think I really took basketball serious until about eighth grade.
So, what do you feel like in eighth grade triggered you to take basketball serious?
I transferred to a new school and I made a friend named Ravier. We still friends, and she was really good at basketball. So she was like, "Yeah, you got to come to the high school and play with me like next year." And I was like, "I don't really know. Like, it's just fun and games while I'm outside at recess." And the varsity coach actually came to one of our eighth grade practices and was like, "Y'all two gonna be on varsity, so like it's a big summer for y'all." So that's when I was like, "Oh, people watching. Like, okay, I gotta hoop."
Wait, y'all had eighth grade? Y'all had recess in eighth grade still?
Yeah.
You lucky. The recess is over way after fifth grade.
No, we got recess all the way till we went to high school.
Dang. Mine is dumb so after middle school, they was basically trying to say you was an adult. Okay. So then when you got to high school, how was that? Like, how was your freshman season? Did coach lie to you, or did you actually get on varsity?
So I actually played on varsity. I actually played decent minutes. I had a really bad attitude. So I remember like at the beginning of the season, she was like, "Nah, you going back on the JV team." And her husband was the JV coach, and he was like, "We, she don't need to be on JV." So I remember for like a period of time, it was like a gap where they had me like practicing with JV and varsity, and I would only dress varsity. But I had a bad attitude, so I barely made the varsity team just because of my attitude.
What was you doing, Cheyenne?
Everything. I was doing everything. I was always suspended from school. Um, I don't know what I was going through. I was off the chain. Like, I hope my kids don't be like me. It was bad.
So then, sophomore season, did you get the attitude together? Did you figure it out, or you still?
So I actually switched schools. I transferred to a Catholic school I graduated from. It's called Grand Rapids Catholic Central.
Mhm.
And I did a whole 360. I never got in trouble, stopped being a class clown. And for me, I think it was just a change in environment. It was a change in my peers. It was people around me that wanted to go to top universities in the country. And when you want to go to a top university in the country, you're not allowing anybody in the classroom to interrupt your education. And I never had been in that type of academic environment where it was so rigorous. So I didn't have time to slack or play in the classroom or be a class clown. And I think for me that was the biggest transition over to private school was I was not sitting in the classroom like, oh, this is easy, my work already done. It was homework every day. It was hard. We had nuns that did not play. They was very strict. So it wasn't no talking in class. Like, so I ended up doing really well when I transferred schools. For me, I think it was a good change of environment. So
So then, those your sophomore season of high school, how did basketball go? I know you said you had a change of like your attitude flipped 180, but like how was basketball? Were you able to balance the countless amount of assignments and basketball, or was it difficult? How was that?
it went really, really well. I got lucky enough to get mentored by. So we had four seniors on the team who had all committed to Division I schools, and so they knew what it took to get there. So they kind of took me under their shoulder, um, and they really guided me and they helped me a lot in the classroom. I had to go to school an hour early every day for tutoring, so that was like that was hard getting up in those mornings and having to go to that on top of morning practices some days, but it was worth it. because I was a transfer, we still had a rule in Michigan. I had to sit out until Martin Luther King Day. So when I
Mhm.
came back, I still like you still can have, I think like 20 something games, but you just couldn't play before Martin Luther King Day.
Mhm.
So I ended up playing both JV and varsity when I got cleared to play, just so I could make up all the games I missed and still like get footage. But it went good. I got to play under girls who went to the highest level. Um, so that was nice. It was a good experience. It was really good for me going into my junior year because it was able to become my team. So I had really good exposure my sophomore year playing under those girls and competing with them in practice every day.
So your junior year, how did that go as far as it being your team now? You kind of have control, and then those same scouts that, okay, they already came from this school and they're D1. Were they coming back to the school to see you, or do you know, or how did that go?
So they all played on the top Nike circuit in AAU. So I didn't come from a basketball family. My mom didn't even finish high school, and I don't have my dad, so I didn't have anybody really guiding me of, oh, I needed to play travel ball, I need to do these things. So I didn't even play on a circuit until I was like in 11th grade. So I didn't really know much about these scouts and getting there. And honestly, I didn't even know I had enough talent to play college basketball until I was a senior in high school. It was schools reaching out. They was Division threes. And academically, I knew I wasn't gonna go to a Division three just because those weren't the schools I was looking at, just academically wise. Um, so I really didn't even know basketball was a way to pay for my school until like my senior year of high school. And so I wasn't really looking at scouts my junior, sophomore, none of that year. Like I didn't even play AAU, so I wasn't. My journey was way different than the traditional journey.
So when you did get on an AAU team, how did they find you, and what AAU team did you play for, and do you feel like it did help you?
I played for the Drive. It was a great organization. I had really good coaches. I met really great families like playing AAU. Um,
Hmm.
I just don't think I played on the right team for me in the way I played basketball. Like
Hmm.
you watch me play. I'm very fast paced, very up and down, very let's
Yeah.
get up and down. And I played on a team that was like, okay, let's get up and down, but let's set up some plays. Let's like slow it down a bit. And I'm not slow at all. I'm not a let's slow it down type of player. So while I think AAU was good and really, really good for some players, I don't think it was the best for me. And I didn't play on a top circuit where I
Hmm.
felt like looking back, like, dang, I could have been on the top circuit with those girls. I could have been competing with them because I competed with them in high school, just playing school ball. So, like, I mean, that only thing I would regret was like I didn't play on one of the top teams, one of the top circuits. But I played for a really good organization. I played for a team that cared about me and cared about my personal development as well.
Okay. So your senior year, well, first in your junior year, like, do you guys have like state or sub-state? It's different stuff. Like, how far did you guys make it your junior year and your senior year, like in the run for playoffs?
My junior year, we made it. So my sophomore year is when we made it the farthest. When we had all the girls. We made it all the way to, I think it was like 2 games before state.
Hmm.
I think it was like regionals or something. My junior year, we didn't have no players. It was me. It was one other girl, Jakari Albert. No, she didn't even play junior year. She played senior year. So like, yeah, it was me. It was me and a lot of other girls that played different sports. Like they focused on. One of our other top players played lacrosse. Um, so it wasn't like we didn't really have nobody. I think we won our region, but that was it.
Hmm.
Like our region wasn't hard though. And then yeah, my senior year, I don't even think we won the region. Yeah,
So
we
then
didn't.
after
We kind
that,
of fell off on the women's basketball side after they graduated. We kind of fell off.
um,
Yeah, it wasn't people sending their kids there for hoops. We became a football powerhouse.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So then after that, how did you end up making the decision to deciding to play college basketball, or what time period did you have realization that, hey, I can go to college for this?
Um, First semester of senior year, I had a coach text me from Siena Heights University, and I thought it was fake because they were not one of the schools that sent me anything in the mail. So I was like, oh, what is this? So I text back. She was like, we interested in you. We talked for like a couple days, and then she offered me like, okay, we can give you this amount of money and come play for
Hmm.
us, yada yada. And so since they was the first school that offered me, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go there. I never looked into community college. I never looked into JUCO. Like I said, I didn't really understand like levels and all of that at that point. I wasn't really into that. I really just wanted to get a degree because I would have been. Well, I am the first in my family, so she was the first. Coach Sue. She actually not the coach no more, but she offered me. I went. So since she was the first person to offer me, I just went where I felt wanted at. Actually,
So
one of the
you went.
girls I played at AAU went with committed there, so I was like, okay, this is a
Okay.
win-win.
And that was a JUCO.
No, that was a
Oh,
4 year NAIA. It's like in a small town, like 2 hours from my hometown, in Adrian, Michigan. They actually about to close down. That's how small the school is.
oh wow. It's been a lot of schools closing down.
Yeah,
Dang. So then you went there, you committed there. You How long did you stay there until you went JUCO? Cause well, you guys don't know. I met Sean playing basketball against her. That's literally how I met her, and we were on our run to nationals, and that's how we ended up meeting each other through basketball. This is crazy. But yeah, how did you end up transferring to a JUCO? Because I met you when you were playing at JUCO.
yeah. So I went there for a year, and I had a really bad ankle injury my freshman year. So like I played and I kind of played through it, but I had a bad attitude. So she was like, "You're not playing on my varsity team. Like you going on JV? Yeah, like you're not gonna talk back to me." I was like, "What? I'm better than your school anyway." So I was like, "I'm not coming back." She was like, "Don't come back," and I was like, "I'm not." So I left, and COVID hit, so they kicked everybody out of the dorms. So when I went back home, I reached out to my aunt and I was like, "Hey, it don't make sense for me to pay to go here out of pocket. Like I can just go to the local community college." So mind you, the local community college, he knows all the kids in the city. Coach Dave is the GOAT. Like he knows all. If you play basketball in Grand Rapids, he knows about you, women's and men's side. So he had seen me play, I guess, in like ninth grade, and he was like had kind of been reaching out since. But I told him like, "No, I'm gonna go for a year. Like I want to get my degree." Not really realizing what JUCO could have done for me my freshman year, but yeah, I ended up going there. And I actually just started off as a student. I told him I was done hooping because my ankle never felt the same. So I was like, yeah, like I'm done hooping. And I was so bored during COVID. I texted him. I was like, bro, like, please tell me you got another spot on the team. Like, I can't do this. He was like, come work out with us. And I ended up liking all the players, and that's how I made it to nationals. And we met. Ended up betting on myself going JUCO, not really knowing what to expect, not really knowing how that season was gonna go. And I think that's why that was the best season I had in college, was because it was just like free for all. It wasn't much expectations. It wasn't much you need to come here and win. It wasn't much politics with Coach Dave. It was just like come be a better person. Like me and him really focused on me being a better person because he had seen my attitude in high school, and it was still there. It really didn't break until I got to Johnson County. That's yeah, Coach Conrad broke me
Ben,
down, but it was still an attitude issue a
Benji,
little bit. So it
Benji.
was yeah, it was a
That's what
lot
I
of
was gonna
growth that
ask you. How was the
yeah, it was
comparison
a lot of
between playing
growth
at
at Johnson County.
JUCO and playing with Benji? It was Coach
Um,
Conrad. I wonder if Coach Conrad ever would know we call him Benji. Benji is a one of a kind of guy. I should put a picture
man,
of him right here. If you guys do not know who Coach Ben Conrad is, and you are about to play for him at JUCO, you better come correct, or you're gonna,
yeah, he
you're
don't
gonna,
care if you the top player in the class in the country, but he don't play.
you don't care
He
who you are.
he really he really shaped me from a girl to a woman. I feel like that transition, that move, that at that point that was the farthest I had been away from home. Um, I didn't know anybody. I only knew them from playing against them, the people that did return. So it was just kind of like, is they gonna like me? Like I talk a lot when I hoop, so ain't no telling what I done said. I'm like, man, this I don't know how this
Bro,
gonna go.
but I'm not gonna lie. When I was playing against you, you wasn't being like crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like it just depends on the game. Cause like it got tight for KCK every time. Yeah,
Yeah.
I talk so crazy every
That's
time.
a rivalry, but they be doing too much. Like KCK always do the most, and you have to beat them because they just be talking so much. Like,
Yeah, they
bro,
do.
y'all beat us every blue moon,
They the
but
first
y'all
time I
just
ever
talk
got
so
ejected from a
much
game, bro.
because they take it there. They be saying stuff, and then they like be beefing with Johnson County so bad. They like, dude, we're not beefing with
I
you. We're
don't know,
not.
Coach Conrad. He definitely one of a kind. He very strict. Um, and he really taught me the importance of time management. I did not have good time management before I went to Johnson County. He really like just he took me from a basketball player and made me into an athlete. And I say that all the time because I didn't understand roles before I went to Johnson County. I didn't understand the importance of knowing your role and really playing it and playing it well. I was just so used to being the star of the team. This my team. I'm the point guard. I'm like he switched my whole position. Like I didn't even play the same position I played before I went to when I went there. And he really broke that attitude out of me. Like he didn't let me talk back to him. He really didn't let me say anything during practice. So like
Uh,
he really shaped me into a person outside of basketball. Like he's the reason I can go to work and not like my boss, but continue to keep my job. Like I
yeah,
don't know what basketball would have looked like if I didn't go to Johnson County because my attitude was the same. Like me and my coach got into it the game before we played y'all. I was running suicides at our walkthrough.
bro.
So like I was like my attitude really never broke until I played for Conrad.
And meanwhile, on the other end, Coach Carmen is like, if you let her score more than this amount of points, it's gonna be a problem. Like, okay. Like, Coach Carmen made me opposite too. I don't talk like I can talk now, and now I feel like what I want to do involves a lot of talking, and I feel like I talk way more. But in high school, I didn't talk. Like I'm probably pretty sure in the game, like even guarding you, like I probably wasn't talking. Like I would talk to call it a play, but like when my freshman year at Johnson County, I didn't talk. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't talk in the locker room to nobody. I would just come to practice and go home. Like I would not say nothing. He would like have meetings in his office with me, like, you have to talk. You cannot say nothing. You're the point guard. But I was just used to, okay, I'm just gonna call out the play. You cannot just call out the play. You have to talk on defense and offense. You have to tell them where to go. I did not talk. Like my whole freshman year till like January, we had to play Labette. Labette was really good. They had these little bitty guards. Well,
Yeah.
they was the same size as me. They was tough. And they was, I'm not gonna lie, we had a guard that she was ahead of me. She was older than me. She would be out working me in practice, but I wouldn't be mad because she was better than me and she was older than me. But they started cooking her and he had to put me in and he was like, you're gonna have to talk. Like that was the game that I had to actually talk and I had to actually be a point guard. And I feel like he was like, okay. Like after that, I started getting more playing time. But I feel like whatever you don't do, he makes you do it. It's like weird. I'm
See,
like,
and I
who are
feel like
you?
I talk too much, and so he made me be able to go in a room and like say who I am, but I didn't have to talk too much. Like he
Yeah.
he really made it where like my presence could be there, but I didn't have to be really saying too much because I feel like I overly talked, and he kind of knocked that out of me, and he made me more respectful. Like I felt like I lacked respect for not just my elders, but for people in power, people in positions of power, and he brought that back. He made me respect people.
I was about to say, did he ever call your office? He would call me office. So, Didi, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
So like
What are we doing?
he knew the attitude problem I had because the coaches I came from, Coach Dave, he's not a liar by any means. So he's gonna tell you everything you need to know about a kid. So like when I first got there, like when I first drove to Kansas, I had to go have a meeting with Conrad. Before I even moved into my apartment, like before I did anything, we had to have a meeting. and then we got on the schedule, and I would have to meet with him once a week. And he made that go all the way till I graduated. So like it was like basketball was over, and we still was meeting. We still was talking about where I was gonna go. We still was having these conversations because he poured into me. Like I could tell he wanted me to be a better person. I really wish I would have got more time with Conrad. I really do. He was hard, and them
But
workouts
he's
was
love
crazy.
you. He
But
love you down now. He
yeah,
like
he
a
do.
dad outside of on basketball. Like he'll be able to practice, but then, cause bro, you are not the worst, bro. We had, I'm gonna do an interview with KK. We had this girl KK. KK would not do her work, bro. He made her room with Katie because she would not do her work, and he was on her head. So you're not like the worst of the worst he seems, cause we had KK, and then we had another girl that she was there our freshman year, but he told her if her attitude did not get better, she would not come back our sophomore year. Attitude didn't get better, she didn't come back. Like he be not playing.
Yeah, he stand
But
on business.
yeah, Benji, they need to make a documentary on him. He's
Bro,
hilarious.
I got dressed for a game, and I used to think it was so cool to warm up without my jersey on. And when we went back to the locker room, I forgot to put it on. And he told me to go check in for the game, and I took my warm up shirt off, and it was no jersey. He was like, "You might as well sit till we go to halftime." Like I can't just go grab it. I was so sick.
What about in practice when we used to be like, bro, did you have to do when y'all be going against each other, then all of a sudden he just start cheating for the other team?
Yes. Now the other team up 100 points. How? How?
Make you want to fight somebody. Like, bro, what?
Hey, I stayed on the baseline because I'm gonna say something. I stayed on the baseline. My
I just
team
be
hated
like,
me.
bro,
My team hated.
bro.
That's the only time. Like after I left JUCO, I hated going to practice. That was the only time I would be excited for practice because not only was we getting better individually, but like you was getting better as a team. Like I don't know. It's like it's the Conrad effect. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a science to it, too. Everything he does makes sense.
Yeah.
But he used to do that all the time our freshman year. It was my team, we had the biggest class of freshmen. And then it was like five sophomores, really. It wasn't that many sophomores. But we would be beating them. Then all of a sudden he's like, this is the score. And I would be like, I wouldn't say nothing because I don't talk. Because I wouldn't say nothing. And then the girl that I told you that had a bad attitude, she would get mad. And she would be like going off and this and that. And then he would be like, your point guard hasn't said nothing. Your point guard, I think that was his way of trying to make me talk. And I'm like, bro, what do you want me to say? Like, you're the coach. Like, what do you want me to say? Well, like the last time we had to do that, I finally said something. He said, "You finally said something. You're right. You're the." He said, "The score is this and this." I was like, what the heck? I was like, bro,
He
what is
used to
going
kill
on?
me with that warm up with that med ball.
Oh yeah, no. Sophomore year, when I had control over everything, bro, we used to run so much for that med ball. I said, bro, if you know you're gonna drop the ball, just move. Like, don't even get the line, bro.
So I had jammed my thumb. Like I messed something up in my thumb. So I was the only one that couldn't go with the med ball. So I used to sit on the side the whole time. He got so mad. He used to be like, "Get a regular ball, Sean. Get a regular ball. You don't get to sit out. Get a regular ball."
Bro, he used to get so like he just be getting so mad over the littlest stuff. But now it makes sense because in the game, little stuff happened. But I remember our post player my freshman year, she was going so slow, like she had an attitude, so she was running slow on purpose. He goes, "Are you a fat and slow person?" Like, like I know, I'm looking at you. I've seen you move. You're not. Why are you moving like you're fat and slow? I'm like, bro. So just correct. I'm like, can he say this type of stuff? And then we used to practice for so long. Can he
No,
do
that's what I was
this?
tripping.
No. Practicing for so long. By the time my sophomore year, I got used to it. But freshman year, I'm like, is this legal? I'm coming in here. It's dark. I mean, it's light. Bright, bright, bright. I'm coming out. It's dark. Is this
Hey,
legal?
one day I asked the AD, like, "Is he following all the rules, right?"
Frank be like, bro, what is going on? And then 2 days.
No, one of our tour days in the preseason, it was a tornado. So they stopped and we had to go in the basement. He made us keep practicing. We came back.
He
When they
don't
cleared it,
care.
when they said it was clear to go back into the gym, he made us go back to practice. We didn't leave the gym till like 11 p.m.
He does not care,
He don't.
especially in preseason. He don't care. He made us run the stairs, and then he told us to turn our phones off. The same big girl that didn't come back the next year, her phone is on. Her phone start ringing. She goes to turn her phones off. He's like, "Now we're going to the track." I'm like, bro,
He don't play. Like when he say something, he mean it.
yeah, he don't care. And if
He
you don't
definitely
play,
mean it.
get rebounds or play defense, you're not gonna play. He don't care.
Oh
He don't
yeah,
care.
I feel like bro, Conrad is the most effective I've ever played basketball.
He
That is the
does not
most
care.
effective I've ever been on the basketball court.
I was about to say, you know who Crystal Rice is? She's from Michigan. She
Yeah,
went to Indiana State. She transferred in my freshman year. She was like, she did something. I don't know in a game. He took her out and he did not put her back in like for a long time. I think she missed a block out. He did not put her back in.
yeah.
And he told her in
And if
the
you
locker room, like,
rebound the sheet with them zeros,
he said, I don't care if you came from a D1. Obviously you're here for a reason. I'm just like, okay.
he don't
Jeez.
play.
I said, wow. So then when you left Benji and you decided to go where you were going, what made you come to that decision?
Conrad. So I had one Division 1 school. The rest was D2s. I wasn't going to North Dakota, so I was like, not happening. Guess my D1 dreams will die. I decided to go to Newman University,
Hmm.
and it was racist. Like it was very racist. I had sweet mates talking about they wanted to hang the monkeys, um, and we had like a 5 foot inflatable monkey off the ground. It was like, yeah, let's hang it from the wall. I was And then I had a friend. It was not that many black kids, obviously.
For sure.
I had a friend on the soccer team. Rest in peace, Austin. He passed away, and I immediately text Conrad and said I'm transferring. So go put the word in. So he was like, "Where do you want to go?" And I was like, "Somewhere hot, somewhere with black people. Those are my two stipulations. Somewhere I can go to the beach." He was like, "All right." And I ended up texting him before he texted me back, and I was like, "Yo, I found this HBCU. Like, have you ever talked to this coach?" He was like, "Actually, no, that is the first. I have not talked to that coach." And it was the school I graduated from, Elizabeth City State University. So I emailed the coach my film. I think I CC Conrad on the email, and she immediately reached out. So I ended up only staying at Newman for one semester from like August to December, and then after Christmas break, I transferred to ECSU. And I loved ECSU. I loved everything about it. I loved the HBCU culture. Um, I love the chancellor of the school. They don't call them presidents there; they call them chancellors. I love the chancellor of the school. I knew everybody from the chancellor to the provost to the people who call your name at graduation. Like I love the school. They all love me. I was just actually on the phone with somebody from one of the staff members from the school. She was just checking on me. Um, it was a great place. Um, unfortunate school shootings occurred, but outside of that, it was a very very good place. Not even just basketball wise, in the classroom too, and just student life.
Well, did you enjoy your time playing there? How was that atmosphere different from pretty much playing in the Midwest your whole life?
It was way different. So like the way they play basketball there, I feel like is a lot different than how we play in the Midwest.
Hmm.
Um, Generally speaking, I feel like Kansas has some of the best basketball. That's just my experience. I feel like KU just Kansas in general just has some of the best basketball. Like people want to play basketball. The girls want to play basketball. It's always open runs. Girls can get runs. Like you can find a gym. Like I loved living in Kansas. I was a gym rat.
Really?
Yeah, like I connected with the Spence League, so we would get open runs in all the time. It was girls coming
Mhm.
from all the different JUCOs in our division that we played. So like I enjoyed Kansas. I worked out every day. Lisa and them wanted to go to the gym every day. So like I like it was really like some gym rat like type vibes in
I thought we
Kansas.
was behind, but now that I look back on it, yeah, that it do be like that, especially at MNU. Can go play pickup at MNU on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then
Yeah,
while it was COVID, like Marcus Walker, like the 2020 to 2021, he was having open runs, and the gym used to be packed, full of all girls. It was crazy. And then it'd be like even at the park, it's a park in Kansas. I forgot exactly what it's called. You can go play pickup there. But I thought that we was like behind. I'm feeling like in other places it's gonna be would be more people to play pickup and different stuff like that. Cause I'm like it's the Midwest, it's wrong.
so for me in Kansas, I experienced it a lot with men. Like I feel like that's everywhere though. Dudes are always at the park. Dudes always want to play
Hmm.
basketball. So like if you go to our rec league, it's boys. Like even when I was in North Carolina, it was always the boys in there, boys in there, boys in there. So I got a lot of pickup with the boys. Um, I like to play with the girls. I feel like it's fun. Like y'all are challenging each other. Y'all on the same level athletically. So you ain't getting outran by the boys all the time or getting your blocks, your shots blocked all the time. Like they not
Hmm.
pinning layups off the backboard. Like bro, you go tendon. So like I enjoy. Like my experience was that I had more gym rat vibes in Kansas than I did in North Carolina. Um, I felt like it was the same three of us trying to hoop in North Carolina all the time, and we always just had to go with the boys, which was like my friend group. Um, it was fun though, like on the court. Then the HBCU atmosphere was a lot like Johnson County. The gym is always packed out. You always got fans there. Um, you got the cheerleaders, but it's nothing like Johnson County. Like Johnson County is one of a kind. Like that is a one of a kind experience you get because of who you're being coached by, because of how the community comes and supports you at the games. Like it's people in the crowd talking to me, calling my name that I had never met when I was in Kansas, and I was only there for a season.
Dang.
So I didn't even know they knew who I was. KP family really took me in while I was there. Her dad was a big part of my support system when I was there, which was really nice. I seen your dad at a couple games. He always would put me to the side and talk to me. And I really appreciated that. So I mean, I got that in North Carolina, but it was mostly from staff. It wasn't like the actual community. Um,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and so for
Johnson
me, that
County
was
it
like the
make
big
you
difference.
forget that's the richest county, one of the richest counties in America.
Yeah, and
Come on.
like the stuff around it like make it too because you can go down the street, you can go get good eats, you can go to the mall and not just a BS mall. Like it's actually a nice mall. I done went bought stuff. Like I was just telling my aunt like that would be one of the places if I moved like I would go to Overland Park. Like if I got a coaching opportunity or something, I enjoyed Overland Park.
Yes. So what are you doing now? You said you graduated.
So
You said you're the first person in your family to graduate. Is that correct? So
yes,
congratulations to you on first grad. That's
thank
such
you.
an amazing thing, especially as a black person. That's
Yes,
just fire. And a woman, a black woman at
yes.
that. So what are you doing now? What do you plan to do in the future? Like, what do you want to do?
All right, so y'all get a little sneak peek because I'll rock with Didi. All right, so I took a grad assistant coaching position at Lawrence Tech University. It is in Southfield, Michigan, so like 20 minutes from Detroit. So I'll be coaching, getting my master's degree. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so and I work at a facility also on the side. So
Wait, I
um,
got this thing. Hold on. This way? Yeah, yeah. There we go. There we go. Hey.
yeah,
Okay.
so, um, my hope is to end up working at I want to move to Raleigh, North Carolina. I really love North Carolina. It was nice. I can go to the beach every day. It was sunny every day. I want to move to Raleigh and hopefully work at the Duke Hospital. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna see where coaching takes me because I enjoy the player development side of it. So hopefully the coach can really teach me some X and O stuff so that I can really stick to it. I can see myself coaching high schoolers or college athletes. Um, but I feel like I connect really well with high schoolers, so I can see myself coaching at the high school level. And so this is just to get my foot in the door, to see what I really like, to see how I enjoy it, to see if I can really figure out those X and O's and come up with some plays. And I just want to impact players how I was impacted, because I went to a lot of schools, a lot of universities, and I was impacted at every school, every university. Um, so when I went to UCSU, I left for a semester, and I went to Kuiper to play because it was a school shooting, and I wasn't good with the trauma of that. So I had left. My thing was to run. And I had a really good season at Kuiper. Like I was back at home. The league was green, so like I was hooping. I was having 30-point games. And so when I went back to ECSU, um, I was just grateful for the coach, because not only did he let me come in and jump right in halfway through a season, he embraced me as if I had been there the whole time. And so he still calls and makes sure I got job opportunities, I got leads. He actually connected me with the coach at Lawrence Tech to get this grad assistant position. Um, and he's not even a coach there no more. So it's just like impacting me. I need to give that back. I feel like I have to give that back to young people, because people in the community, in the basketball community, pour so much into me. Like it would be wrong if I didn't attempt to pour that back into the community.
Okay, okay. So, okay, this is another question. But playing at an eight, so wait, you went to Kuiper and then you stopped playing there in the middle of the season and you transferred back. And like
I finished the
you
season
never,
there, and then I would just went back to ECSU for my senior year.
I would say, what is Kuiper? Is it like a D3, a D2?
Kuiper is in the Christian League. I don't even know like what it is, but it was in the Christian League.
Okay, okay. That was a question. I was like, wait, you didn't say that. You didn't
Yeah,
say
it
that.
was cool. Um, the CIAA, which is where I ended my career, it was fun, but I just feel like Midwest basketball is better. You actually out there playing, you getting up and down. I feel like HBCU basketball is different. It has its own
That's what
like
my
twist
friend
to
was
it.
saying. She
Yeah,
was like,
it's different. It got its own little twist to it. Um, I don't regret going there because I had fun. But basketball wise, I would have stayed in the Midwest if I realized that earlier.
you feel like it's more like, you feel like it's more structured. Because I feel like Midwest basketball. Now, actually, playing with Coach Conrad and playing AAU, I felt very free. But like when I went to my Division two, it was more structured, but we was losing. So I was like, trying to be structured
Yeah,
and losing is one thing, but being structured, and you have a plan. Like I feel like Coach Conrad allows you to play freely on offense, but on defense, you gotta do what I say. You're gonna get low, you're gonna box out, you're gonna rebound. Like he has a specific way of defensively making you lock in, but like offensively, he pretty much wants you to be free within the offense.
Um, yeah, it was that same thing that you experienced at MNU. It was very, oh, we were going to play this basketball, very structured, not very free flowing, but we're not winning games. So like, what are we like? What's going on? I wasn't feeling that. But the coach that I had committed to go play for, she had left and went to a Division 1. So I also ended up
Um,
playing under a different coach that I would have never really played under had I known that Coach Lewis would have ended up leaving.
so
When
do you
Coach
feel
Lewis
like
was there, they won the CI. She played very now. Coach Lewis plays very Midwest basketball. Then I believe that's why they won the CI the year they was there. She was very much like Conrad in the way she recruited. She recruited very high players, very much defensive players. Like she recruited like reminded me the way she recruited was reminding me of Conrad. But she ended up leaving. I believe she's doing well at Asheville. She left and went to another D1. But yeah, I didn't really like I didn't really like care for this for HBCU basketball because it wasn't what I was used to. I
you
didn't feel
feel like
like
it's
it fit my
unserious?
playing style. Like not even unserious, but it's just
That's how
like
my friend described it. She went to, dang, what school is that? I don't even remember. But she said it's like very unserious. Like it's serious, but it's unserious at the same time. Like they was fighting after the game. Like the players just like get like I don't know. That's how
I
she
mean,
described it.
in a way, yeah. Um, it's like it's just not the Midwest. I mean, like it's just like it's very like they want it to be structured, but it's not much structure. It's not very fast paced. It's kind of slow and like behind. If you ask me, I think HBCU basketball is behind. They're not playing fast paced. They aren't really pushing the rock. Um, like it, I just I'm not gonna say it's a lack of dogs. It's a lack of dogs to me. Like when you want it, you're gonna go get it. I feel like it's some very good players. Don't get me wrong. Like the player who won Player of the Year at the CIAA night, she can hoop. Like she got go. But that was rare. Like you don't see that every day. Like that. Like it gave she can go to a Midwest team and play. But it's not a lot of players that I feel like I could go and say, okay, I'm gonna take them and bring them over to LTU. They would be like, what the hell am I doing here? Like y'all running up and down, y'all going fast as hell. Like what is going on? Like it was very slow and constructed, but like they want you to play freely. I don't know how to like it just wasn't it for me.
Do you feel like that's a testament though? Because a lot of like black women, black girls, they go play at D1s, like high D1s or D2s. So it's like taking them away from the HBCUs because those D1s and D2s are able to give full ride scholarships rather than maybe a partial here and you got to be academic here.
I think a part of it too is that like if you're a high player, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna academically want somewhere that's higher because you understand the seriousness of basketball and you understand what your degree can do for you when you're done hooping.
Mm.
And I think that's a part of it too. Is like these kids who coming from these families who've been putting them in AAU for 12 years, they coming from money. So their parents are coming from degrees and coming from higher education places. So like they understand, oh, you need to go get a degree from Stanford instead of Hampton. And that's not the bash Hampton, but it's like that's Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, like I think that's a part of it too because I didn't really know much about HBCUs in high school, but I definitely knew
Same.
about the UCLA's and stuff like that.
But that's
Um,
what's on TV.
yeah, and so I think that's a part of it too. And it's not enough exposure, and it's not enough money in these programs. Like we barely had athletic trainers my senior year.
Mm.
So I think that's a part of it too. Like they don't have money, you can't really take care of your body. Like you got to pay out of pocket. We barely had insurance. Like you going to see the doctor, you got to pay copay. Like what's going on?
And that's
Like
crazy. It's
when
coming
I was
from
at
a
Johnson County,
JUCO.
when I was at Johnson County, I got injections and everything in my feet. Like when I got there, they was like, well, you're gonna have to go home and get them over Christmas break." What? Like what do you mean?
I forgot. Was Beth still there?
Yes,
Yeah, Beth,
yes.
I have plantar fasciitis. Every day Beth's like, you're gonna have to come and see me for your feet. She's doing the foot scraping and stuff, and y'all have the cups on y'all. I ain't have all the
Yeah.
cup stuff. I was cool on the cup. I'm like, oh, that
They
looks
got me an
weird.
MRI when I was in Kansas. They got me X-rays. They had me seeing the Jayhawk foot doctor specialist. I had special inserts made, everything. I didn't pay anything out of pocket, and they just took care of me. And that, but you can't do that when you don't even have a trainer.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, HBCU is definitely like, and then the funding situation what Trump got going on not gonna help it. So I
True.
can understand why. I definitely can understand why. And then it's hard to recruit in these small towns. Like I was in a really small town. Like they just got a Texas Roadhouse. They just got a Chipotle. They have one
They
Walmart.
just got a Chipotle. It's
So
crazy.
it's like you don't have anything to really bring these kids in. Like you don't have any like, oh, like we got X, Y, and Z. Like if you live in a different part of North Carolina, like Raleigh, it's easy to recruit in Raleigh. You got everything. You can go down the street and get a seafood boil. You can go on Duke campus. You can go to Wake Forest for grad school. Like you got all these different amenities, and it's harder for these smaller HBCUs, who don't have much to really bring you in to recruit. You just gotta hope that they want to come play for you.
Dang. Dang. I need to talk to some more HBCU people. They need to
I'm
figure
telling
this
you, and I
out.
feel like a lot of people go because it was either they on their last chance, they really didn't get looked that much, or like they knew the coach from somewhere else, like maybe their high school coach. They wasn't really getting looks in high school, but their high school coach knows such and such from back in the day, so they reached out, sent some film. She's like, "Oh yeah, she can cook. Come on."
Yeah. I wanted to go to a HBCU, but then I was like, does this even really have my major? Is this really even what I want to do?
Yeah,
And then I got somewhere I got a D2 that's free and I don't gotta pay out of pocket and it's right down the street from my house. So if I miss my mom, I can go and then go to HBCU. And then I'm from the Midwest. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been like around a whole bunch of black people. Just being real. I grew up around a whole bunch of white people. So I was like, am I gonna have a culture shock? Am I going like what's gonna happen? Like it's just so many variables. Like, now I'm just go to this D2 that got my major where I'm familiar at.
it's
So I can
definitely a
see
culture
that.
shock for sure. Cause like Grand Rapids is pretty white where I grew up at, um,
Hmm.
and so I ended up going to Catholic high school. That was pretty white. It was white.
I would say
um,
Catholic, definitely.
yeah, and then I went my freshman year. I went to Siena. That was white, predominantly white. So when I went HBCU, I was like, oh, like it's black women with PhDs. Like, whoa, like it's cats that look like they out here selling drugs and they got PhDs. They doctors. Like, whoa, they pulling up the school to the office and beamers. Like, oh, whoa, like, so I definitely had a culture shock at first. Like my first semester there, I was like, whoa, like, and I grew to fall in love with it. Like I ended up falling in love with it. It was a great experience. I'm definitely glad I went HBCU. I'm a proud HBCU graduate. Um, but we
Period.
got to get some more fun into these HBCUs so we can get some more athletes, some more kids to go here, because it's I don't know, it's definitely different, and I don't know, maybe it's just a Midwest athletic thing, but it's to me it's definitely a difference from playing at these PWIs and then going to play in these HBCU leagues.
Yeah. And then we are from the Midwest. And then we don't have that many HBCUs. Like,
Nope,
does Michigan have a HBCU?
no.
We have one. Yeah, we have one, which is Lincoln. We may have another one, but I think we only have Lincoln University. And then
I
the
thought
next
Lincoln
closest
was
one is
in
Lincoln.
Pennsylvania. Oh
No,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lincoln, Missouri
Pitts.
one.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
the only one, the closest one to me would have been in Ohio, uh, Wilberforce.
Mm. I would say we have Lincoln, and then the next closest one is Langston. And Langston's in Oklahoma. My cousin went to Langston. But it's not that many HBCUs in the Midwest.
I heard of Langston before too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's not that many HBCUs in the Midwest at all.
it maybe I feel like besides Texas, like Southern women's basketball is way different than Midwest or East Coast New York women's basketball.
Yeah,
Maybe that is like I feel like maybe the Midwest is or like the East Coast have the best women's basketball. Because besides Texas, it don't be a lot of other teams that have like good women hoopers that are from like the South besides Texas for real. And I'm thinking about it. Hmm, that's interesting.
telling you, it's a difference. It's a difference. We raising them dogs. We raising them. We raising. You got to go on it.
Yes.
I feel like you know that from a young age too. Like as a jit, like and like you either got it or you don't. And I feel like too, like at these HBCUs, you kind of get you get to a place where you like, okay, basketball is just fun at this point. Like I ain't even taking this serious. Like this shit is fun. Like I'm just going out here to play because it's fun. They giving me a couple dollars. I ain't even. we not finna win a natty, so we just.
We not been fun that is crazy.
I feel like you get to that point at HBCU, you just like it is what it is.
Dang. But that's boring though. I feel like the suspense of like wanting to win and the adrenaline makes it be like, okay, I want to compete more. Dang.
I really think it's because the lack of funding. Like you can't really do much. Like you don't have a trainer, so your body beat up, you behind. Then you got kids like you got some kids that is coming from the Midwest, but you ain't playing fast pace. You ain't doing that. So then you just out there like you just there.
Forget it.
You just for a long time I felt like I was just there existing. Like what am I here for? I'm just existing on the court. Like,
Jeez. Jeez. Well, at least you have a lot of different perspectives and variables at different places.
yeah, I had a lot of fun throughout my basketball career. Like I had a lot of fun.
If you had a chance to, would you do it all over again the same exact way, or what would be some things that you would change?
I would have went to Johnson County fresh out of high school. I would have played on the top circuit in AAU. And even playing on the top circuit, I still would have went and played for Conrad because there's no experience like that, and I still could have went to the top university. So, I definitely would have. I definitely would have changed that perspective of it. I
Hmm.
definitely would have got my attitude together. Well, Conrad would have did that anyways my freshman year. Um, and then I felt like that would have changed the outcome for me. And I still could have went HBCU, but I would have went to a higher Division 1, so it would have been a couple more dollars. Hopefully, it would have been some trainers there, and the league.
Hopefully.
Like for me, my dream school when I figured like started talking about HBCUs was Howard. So like if I could have did it over, I would have finished at Howard playing basketball
Yeah,
or
that
Texas
is.
Southern.
Yeah, those are the best coaches. They coach. I like Texas Southern coach.
Me too. She really changed that program around too.
Yes, maybe you can go back to your old HBCU, be a coach, and change it.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking at too. Like with me being a grad assistant was I really need to learn the X and O's because I feel like I could be a great coach one day because I was coached by such great people. Like you
Hmm.
take a little bit of all of that and you mix it with yourself, and now you winning games and you coach of the year.
Literally.
Yeah, I
So
definitely would go
now,
change HBCU basketball though.
yes.
And Conrad would be sending me players, and I feel like that's a part of the problem. Like these HBCUs don't have really great connections with these JUCOs. They don't have good connections with the JUCOs, and I feel like that really could change a lot for them.
I learned that in general, it's a lot of places that don't like JUCOs because even the coach that I went to, she was like, I don't usually recruit from JUCOs, but Coach Conrad usually he creates good players from JUCOs. And I feel like HBCUs too, a lot of black women or black ladies go to JUCOs sometimes because sometimes we're undersized or sometimes don't know the import. It's three reasons why you go JUCO. That my dad say this. Well, for girls, for boys, it's a whole different things. Undersized, sometimes you need higher IQ, and sometimes you don't know the value of grades or the importance of grades because nobody ever told you until you go to a JUCO. So I feel like if they HBCUs connected more to a lot of JUCOs, a lot of girls will go to JUCOs because I know there's a lot of black people that I play with or girls that I play with that want to go to HBCUs, but no HBCUs is looking or reaching out or have that connect. So it's like, where can I go? And then it's like you gotta reach out to a HBCU for them to recruit you, and that's back.
I'm telling you, their resources aren't there. The money that these PWIs giving to their coaches to put them on the road to go recruit is different. Like it's just really the lack of funding. Like my HBCU coach would have never known about me had I not sent her email.
Yeah.
So like it's really just the lack of funding, and so some of the players that I actually played with, I played against them at Johnson County when we went on our run the year after you left. They She knew about them because they coach. They told they coach they wanted to go HBC, and they coach reached out to her and sent two players to her, and so well three. So like it's like these coaches they just don't have the same resources that these PWI coaches have. These PWIs giving their coaches credit cards saying go get the best players that you can. These
Yeah,
HBCUs using a lot of their own money. Like I remember it was days the coach had to feed us and she swiping her own card.
yeah, that's insane.
So like
But then they
it's
paying all this money in tuition. Like some of the HBCUs, they cost an arm and a leg to go to the school more than it costs for me to go to my Division 2 critical thinking college. It was a lot of money for me to go there, but I know some HBCUs it costs way more than to go to that to get that degree, which is crazy. So like, what y'all doing with the
that's what I'll be wondering too. Like, what y'all eating it or something?
money?
I got
Like,
lucky. I got lucky. My HBCU was not expensive. It was very inexpensive. Um, I was on scholarship, but like, if I like, even if I wasn't, I would have still been able to afford it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I was lucky for that, and it's a state school. So like in North Carolina, they got a thing with the state schools, and they have the tuition as low as possible.
Mhm.
So I got lucky with that, and I think that's another thing. Like they're in a big state, like they're in a big state, so a lot of coaches are just recruiting within their state because it's so big. Like you can
Yeah,
go
North
get kids from
Carolina.
these small towns, you can go get kids from big cities, and you can make up a roster of 12 to 15 just off of your state, and then you don't got to pay out of pocket costs for out of state kids. Trying to save as much money within the program as possible, then you just gonna recruit with in state where you can afford to drive to and see these players play at on your AAU turn brackets, right in person. So a lot of these coaches at these HBCUs don't got the funds to go fly to Ohio to these big tournaments and see all the kids, or to come to Michigan or Kansas. So they just recruiting within their state. I
And I'm
had a
not
lot,
gonna
I had a
lie.
lot of players that was from North Carolina
Mhm.
or South Carolina, which was right next door.
But I'm not gonna lie, the same tournaments be the same place every year though. It's gonna every time it's gonna be a Nike women's tournament in Chicago, and it's gonna be in July.
And if you in North Carolina and your school ain't giving you the money to fly, the coach ain't going.
But one of these years they gotta be like, okay, I know this is gonna be at this time and this. I know what time. At least
Like
if
if
you
the
can't go
coach wants
nowhere
to give
else,
you money, then that's
Chi-
cool.
yeah. At
But
least if you gonna know, if you know it's gonna be in Chicago, at least go to Chicago, cause Chicago is like. I remember going to the Nike tournament in Chicago from literally freshman all the way till I was done. Like it was thousands of teams. The whole gym
yeah,
packed. Like it's a big old event. And it's Nike Circuit teams playing and not Nike Circuit teams playing. Teams from St. Louis. We played against a team that was from Hawaii. A team, even a team from Alaska. Like it'd be a big old tournament. A whole
that's what
bunch
I
of teams.
enjoy about living in the Midwest too. Like Ohio close to me, uh, Illinois is close to me. So like I like that's what I'm enjoy about this next summer I'm gonna be able to recruit. So I'm gonna enjoy being able to just go kind of not. I don't gotta go super far from home to recruit and still like hit these big spots. Like you said, I'm gonna be able to go to the Nike tournament. I'm gonna be able to do stuff like that without having to
Or,
fly on the other side of the world.
or even New Orleans. They got a tournament in New Orleans called the Bayou. It's yeah, it's in July. They got New Orleans ones too. I don't know. They need to do something. Cause I know it's a lot of black women, black young ladies that want to go to HBCUs. Cause first of all, a lot of them want to join sororities. They want to do the HBCU experience, especially with all these TV shows on with even All American and Homecoming. Like people are seeing that now. It's on TV, so they see it on TV. They watching it and they're like, oh, I want to have that experience. But it's like, what do I do? They not recruiting me. They not even trying to reach out to me, and I want to go to HBCU.
And that's what I would tell any young athlete. If you're interested in a school that has not reached out to you, email them, send them some film, let them know that you're interested in a university, let them know that they do have your major or that you're willing to change your major. Like, let them know because some schools just don't know about you. Like, they haven't been to the same tournaments as you, or, you just slipped under the radar, but reach out and let them know. If I hadn't did that, I wouldn't have ended up HBCU either.
So now, the last and final question. For someone that have may been in your shoes, eighth grade you, what is some advice that you would take to yourself or somebody that was in your position of not knowing much about the process of getting to a college or some different things like that? What's something that you would give eighth grade advice?
Never dream too big. No dream is too big. Keep dreaming. Keep coming up with these ideas. Just because you don't see a role model particularly in the same position that you want to be in, don't stop looking for one, because they out there. It's gonna be black women ahead of you that have done what you done. Keep fighting for yourself. Keep putting in the work. Keep going hard. Keep grinding. It'll all work out and it'll all pay off eventually.
Okay. Thank y'all for watching the podcast. Thank you for coming on and talking to us, telling us about your experiences.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
me.
you
I
for
really
coming on.
appreciate it.
Hopefully next year come back on and talk about her being a coach and that experience and that journey. But
Yes, I'm super
make
excited to
sure
make the players run. I hope they watch this. So excited. I cannot wait to
like
say baseline.
say baseline. That's what you
Yeah.
saying?
I am a
You want to
baseline.
make people run?
Yeah, baseline. Soon as yeah, baseline. Yeah.
It's giving Coach Conrad.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a method to this madness.
oh my gosh. Well, y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in to more videos and podcasts that we'll have coming out. Peace.